Good day to you, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome you to another weekly market forecast with TME Olaleye. I'm a market analyst at FX Pro, and this is proudly brought to you by FX Pro. On the weekly outlook, let's check out what we have for fundamental insights for this week going forward, covering for 25th of May to 29th of May 2026. On the fundamental outlook, the first day of the week of Monday 2025, we have bank holiday covering for CHF, Euro, Greek pounds, and US dollar. We don't have any high impact news on this day. On Wednesday 27th, we have AUD coming up on CPI and trimmed mean CPI monthly by monthly. We have NZD coming up 3 a.m. Nigerian time on official cash rate and RBNZ monetary policy statement. We have we have NZD coming up again as well on the RBC press conference for AM Nigerian time, and all is high impact news. On Thursday, we have just one currency coming up with the high impact news, which is US dollar at 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time on core PCE price index. And Friday, the last trading day of the week, we have Group 10 pounds coming up 9:20 a.m. Nigerian time, where we're expecting the BOE Governor Bailey to be speaking, and of course, Canadian dollar coming up 1:30 p.m. Nigerian time, focus on the GDP. And with this outlook for the week, these are the high impact news we're expecting for this week. So definitely we're going to throw a caution. And on the technical parts of the business, let's see what we have. Last week, first of all, we had a rough one in a way, and the price was really slow. We had a lot of range going on in the market for last week. So for this week, we're looking forward to see if there will be any breakouts of any form of range, and we can have more liquidity in the market. On the DXY, technically, we're looking for more bullish momentum on the weekly time frame perspective. Last week was nothing. This is just more of range with very low liquidity or volatility rather. And we can see what happened here. We've had this level before now that we're expecting the price to get to above 104.167, and that is exactly where we're expecting the price to get into on the XY. And that's being said, it means we're looking for more buy momentum on the DXY for this week. So currently on 4 time frame perspective, what we have is not really too different from this. We just have much of range, and ideally, if we still have the price keeping up with this trend line, that means we still be looking for more buy on the DXY. Only if the price breaks below, this trend line, that's when it's threatened, and we can be expecting the price to come as low as to a price level like this in the future. But till then, let's see if this trend line will be broken. If it does, then we should be expecting more buy from here. So that means we will be having a buy sitting right below here, just like that. But if this trend line is maintained and is unbroken, that means we're looking for more buy till the price gets above here, which is 100.648, and above that is the weekly zone, which we're expecting the price to get originally, which is right here at 1.104. So to then, let's see how the price unfolds. We're not in a hurry. Let's just see how the prices unfold. So I'm going to take this out from the chart so we don't have a rough and sketchy chart anyways. So I'm going to take that out one, and maybe I should leave this one. Let me just leave this one. Okay. So that being said, this is the outlook on the DXY technically. And let's go to the fundamental, let's go to the Euro USD rather, not fundamental. On the weekly time frame perspective, what do we have here? Something similar. We have a bearish momentum we'll be expecting since last week, and last week was just more of a bearish momentum with so much range and low volatility in the market. And with that, it means we're looking for more buy, which we have a buy zone at a lower price level here, which is a demand zone. And this is it, since we have the air as a level we're expecting the market to get into before we buy at 1.1500 psychological zone, and that makes more sense for me. So on the weekly time and the daily time frame has showed that already. On the weekly time frame perspective, what is it showing exactly? An opportunity to see that if the market eventually buys, we can be looking out for a sell at this price level at 1.1720, and that also is a very good one. If you want to check it out, I can just put it something like this here just to ensure that we have a parameter. If you want to check out for the parameter, it's right there at the price bar at the right hand side of the chart. For those that are seeing this for the very first time, this is how we do it here. Okay, so I'll just be expecting more sell from that level going forward into this zone. And that zone right here, if I filter this later, or if I have to refine this level, this is a daily zone. If I'm refining, I'll be refining to just around here, because this is where we have that momentum before the explosive move. And that is the rule of my checklist. So this level, I've talked about it before now, this level, this tiny one here, as you can see, it has been taken out already. This tiny level, that was the target we have since we were selling out from this zone since the beginning of this swing. This was our target. So the market has done that. And if you check that, how many pips have we made on this particular move? That's approximately 200 pips. And we're done with that. So I'm just waiting for another opportunity for the week. If we have more sell momentum going forward as expected, this is where we'll be looking for more buy. If we have a buy as markets open and market had to rally, then we have to expect a sell from here. So I think that is clear. We are stuck in between opportunities right now. And let's keep it simple, okay? On the GBPUSD US dollar, if you go to the daily time frame perspective, we have something similar. We have much of range though. For the past 4 trading days, we have more range on this one particularly. So it's leaving us with a vibe of we are stuck as well. So when we go to 4 hour time frame perspective, let's see what we have there. We have the market opportunity sitting in between both levels of buying and selling zone. And with this is a 4 hour time frame where I'm expecting what? I'm expecting a sell from here. So that's why I'm putting it as a sell zone, and that is 4 hour time frame. This is a supply level. And definitely we have another zone below here, which is also on 1 hour time frame uh, correlation. So let's just put it this way. Look at this. So the 4 hour time zone, the 4 hour time frame, this is the level we had on it. And if we refine and we see structurally on 1 hour time frame, this is where we're looking for a sell right here. And this is where we look for a buy right here on 1 hour time frame. So basically, I'm just going to put something like this here, and we just want to move very quickly. I'm sorry. Something like this. So we have a buy from this zone going forward, something like this. And of course, if the market eventually moves above, these are these levels we should be expecting more sell from. Whether we're going to be selling from here or here, as more charts we have more buy momentum going forward, we're going to determine that. But these zones are very, very critical zones for me on 4 hour time frame perspective and on 1 hour time frame perspective. I think that makes it clearer. On the AUD US dollar, I have nothing really much here. The guy was expected to sell more. He sold a little, started raging, and then we just have this going on. But ideally, I'm still having that zone where I'm expecting it to buy from, which is lower level here at 0.6940, and I'm still holding that zone. I'm holding it tight till the price really gets there, because that is still what the price is showing. And for me, I have no problem with that. And if the market eventually buys, at what level should we be selling from? This is a zone right here that you're looking at 0.720 and above. That would be the level we should be selling from. So right here too, we're stuck in between opportunities, and we're expecting the price to actually react in either ways before we should. So this is not time to gamble. As you know, we do not gamble here. We just want to trade what we see with clarity, and let's make some dollars off the chart. And that is really, really important. Okay. So for me personally, this week is going to be more of a we're going to be exercising more patience, and let's see how these things turn out. Okay, we're not in a hurry, so I'm just going to extend this one a little bit so that we can have both levels marked out here. This is really taking my time now. All right, so this is the outlook I have on AUD US dollar. Squeeze the chart to see the frame so you can understand the context, what I'm trying to share in essence. Then let's go to the next one, which is the NZD US dollar. I do not have anything really here, just that the last week we had a balance price range somewhere around here. The price is not tapping into it nicely, and it has not really done what we're expecting. Though this is expected to be taken out, which has not been taken out. So I still have this reservation that the price may actually still come back here to visit this level. And when it does, I'm expecting the price to actually sell when it gets there. So for me personally, I will still be going with this, because this still looks good for me for a sell momentum to break this previous low structure. And with that, I'm heading to the price zone, which is right here, where I already expected to see a buy in the future. So I'm still expecting that momentum, expecting something like this. Even if we have a straight sell, I have to wait to this level. This low is broken before I can take action on that sell. So I would have loved the price just tap into this level here. And you can see the parameter 0.5903 is the sell zone or sell price limits level. So just do your research, and this is what I'm looking at. And let's see how this pans out for this week. On USDCAD, absolutely nothing on this. I told you guys to keep buying regardless. This is where we're heading. For the past 2 weeks now, we've been buying this, and you can tell that it's actually moving as we expected. And currently, we are more than 70% gone in the direction we're looking for. And right now, look at where we are. And I will just have to do something like this again, just like I did last week. There's no need for long talk. We don't have anything to say. This is just exactly what I projected since the beginning of this move. So if you have not seen that, you can check back the previous videos, all those 3 weeks ago, they're about. I've thought about these things since the beginning of May. We've thought about that we're going to be buying till the price gets here, and currently the price has done over 250 pips on that movement alone, and I'm still expecting a little bit more, and that means I should be expecting more by momentum of over 50 pips before we have a sell. This is the smoothest ride. If I'm going to be honest, this would be the smoothest ride. I'm not expecting to see more sell, more buy, blah blah blah. So I just take out all of the previous levels that we've marked here. They are no longer useful. We've made some money on this already, and we're grateful. So let's keep on seeing what the market has for everybody for the week. And that is really important. So with that, if we're able to see a little bit of breaking to the downside from here, we're going to look out for a demand zone that actually made more sense before we had that bearish turn. Then we've been looking for more buy on it and going to the daily, weekly. We're going back to the weekly zone. When we get to the weekly zone, that is the ultimate goal where we're looking for more sell. So right now, a short-term sell will not be bad, but let's wait for the market to give the confirmation, and from there we're good to go. Don't worry, we've thought about these things all along. So this is a continuation thing. And by the way, I'm not in my usual base, so I had to pre-record this. I had to check the charts and make my lines available for the buying and selling zone, so I can just come and show you what it looks like. So sorry, today may I look a little bit different from the way I analyze, just to make sure I don't skip today. All right. Now, this is the USDJPY, which already I shared with you. That's just like the USDJPY, CHF, and USDCAD. Anyways, I told you we're going to receive more buy till the price gets here. So I told you specifically that JPY will not be smooth. It will be so sketchy, so frustrating. But at the end of the day, we're going to actually see the price get in there. So which means at it is here, we're looking for more buy till the price gets into this level. And with that, I'll just keep up with the buy energy from this one. And that being said, on the USDCHF, we have something pretty much interesting as well. We have a 4-hour zone, which is right here. So all I have to do is to just move or shift it to the future where we have the price reaction to most likely react with it. And this is the level right here. And that being said, at this 1-hour zone, I have, this is 4-hour zone rather, I have another level here, which I'm expecting the price to get into before we have a beautiful buy going forward. And this is the zone right here. And if we go to 1-hour time frame perspective, you're going to realize that we have a sell above, which is sitting just above here. I should be putting a a sell mark there, but I don't want too many stuff on my chart. So just note this: if we're actually stuck in between, but it's looking more like we're going to sell before we start buying. But peradventure, the market pumps for a buy. Well, that's not bad. It's expected. This is the level we should be looking for a sell, a brief sell from here. So market moves this way. From here, we should be expecting more sell. And with this, when the market opens, I want to see more reaction, price dump, and coming into this level. This is the 4-hour time zone, and we're going to look for a buy from there. So that makes sense on the USDCHF, and I think we are really close to the last ones. Great pounds, Canadian dollar. You remember my outlook on this one? Do you remember? I don't talk about it much, but I remember I said something about it. We're going to buy. So we did. You did see the buy, very frustrating one. Anyways, on this one, on weekly time frame, nothing to write home about because this was absolute range, and nothing really much is happening on weekly time frame. On the daily time frame perspective, look at what we have. Nothing really much as well, and we're not looking for this kind of movement for this week actually. But if that is what the market has to present, yes, of course we're going to accept. We're going to just go so well and nicely with that. So currently, this is what we're looking at on the good perspective or 4-hour time frame perspective. This is a fair value gap zone of 4-hour time frame, which I'm expecting that if the market actually takes out these previous high levels here, I'll be looking for more reaction for a sell at this price level, which I'm going to put something right there to just make sure that it makes more sense. And I would love to actually still refine this on a lower time frame later, not today, not right now, later, to further see how we can reduce the risk management around there. It has to be tight anyways. So if we start it from there, this previous low structure should be the target, and that is on 4-hour time frame forward for gold, US dollar. Let's go to the BTC USD. Over the time, we're looking for more buy momentum on this one, particularly. If you go to the daily time frame perspective, you're going to see my reaction on that. My projection was to see the price actually getting here in the future and giving us a beautiful sell momentum and opportunity right here. And currently, the price has not gotten there. We had extensive movement that broke the previous high structure. After this bullish swing movements, we have a retracement that go back to a level that now threatens to go further in the downward direction. But let's see, yesterday gave a good bullish momentum for a rejection up below this level, which is this candle right here. Today begins right this, and we've not seen the full momentum of how today is going to flesh out. Exactly on 4-hour time frame perspective, what I'm trying to say in essence is, to cut the long story short, where we are right now is right here on 76,674, and that means on 4-hour time frame perspective, we have a zone we're working with, and this is the zone we're working with on this time frame perspective. If the market gets back inside this range, we should be looking for more buy from here, and if the price gets lower, what are we expecting? We're still looking for more buy at a lower price level. So currently, there's high possibility for price to eventually come to this price range here for a buy momentum going forward. And if that doesn't happen, there's also a possibility that price eventually comes lower to a price level like this for a buy opportunity, and that is at around 70,000 and 70,065. Do you get that? So this range is very, very important. This range is equally important. But what are we expecting really is for it to get here, smash through, and come to the lower price range. Why? It will give us that ultimate demand support level thing that is broken, blah 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 blah. That kind of vibe is what I'm expecting. Can you see that? So I'm expecting the price to actually get here and give a little buy momentum. Sorry, I'm not expecting it to go this long. Sorry, I'm trying to remove. Sorry. Okay, good. So just a little bit of buy and to break above below it rather. So that's what I will just be expecting. A little bit just around their reaction and breaks below and come to this level before we have a buy. So this buy eventually makes more sense from here. That being said, this is my projection on the 4-hour time frame for BTC US dollar. So with this now, we are good to go. And I think this is the last one I should be showing. Okay, 7500. Nothing is on it actually, so no need to really go in depth with anything here. Nothing is on it. I don't have anything on this one right now. I don't. And let me check out what we have on Witty. Let me see. Well, the price, nothing is here too. I have nothing on this. Probably when I take my time, I calm down. This is what I want to sell from on the Witty, but the price did not get there. As you can see, the price did not get to where we're expecting it to get into before we have a sale. And it sold really well. But currently, I have nothing on this one right now. Let the market open. Probably I'll talk more about this on Monday morning when when we have a Monday markets recap session. So for this week, thank you very much for watching. This is beautiful time. I had to just do this so I don't skip. Thank you, and I see you later. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of the week, and bye for now.